So we're going to pick up right where we left off. We're not going to waste any time. We're going to go right into it, okay? And we're going to introduce you guys to what I call the trust funnel, okay? The trust funnel, revolutionary, okay? At least it's going to be revolutionary to Parenting Consulting Group, because what we're solving with is basically everything that I talked about. The internal processing with the bottlenecks, the lack of confidence in the, what I call the imposter syndrome from the newly trained brokers, very knowledgeable, but newly trained brokers. In addition to that, the trust that we're trying to establish with the client. There's a three-pronged effect as to what I was trying to solve here. Number one, again, the trust as it pertains to the brokers, the internal processing and the bottlenecks that it was causing, and then also building the rapport with the client. Critically very important. And we're going to start there. And just really understanding sales, because the psychology of sales does not really change. You know, the fundamentals of sales does not really change. And I want us to kind of get back to the basic of understanding what sales is to better understand why this funnel, this trust funnel that I built, this funding trust funnel is so remarkable. I'm giving this information out there for free. I was just talking to one of my business partners, like, Brian, you be giving out too much sauce. You be giving out too much information. And you guys gonna see, I'm gonna walk you through my process. And if you use Go High Level, you'll be able to duplicate the current system that I'm using. But if you're interested in actually working with me so I can replace and actually instill this system into your business, this trust funnel that we went over, because it's going to take you some time to build this, okay? It took me 2-3 months in order to build this. It's probably going to take you longer, but I'm going to show you how it works. And let's understand the basic fundamentals of sales. You have to build rapport, okay? People do business with people they know and like, okay? That's just a standard that's always been out there. You know, we talked about those three different stages of sales, as far as you have to attract the lead, and then you have to evaluate the documents, and then we have to handle fulfillment. If you haven't seen that video, you watched that last video. Now, next, what we're going to talk about, we're basically going to cover how we achieve that, you know, but understanding is critical with me. Before we dive deep and actually show how the process works. So the first stage on that little bubble that I showed you, as far as building rapport, actually attracting your clients, marketing, whatever it is, you know, you have to make your first impression, you know, as you can see on here, you know, first impression, dress professionally, whatever it is. How you present this is completely up to you. Do you want to do that on a YouTube video? Do you want to do that personally? Do you want to go to network conferences? Do you want to do that on a VSL? You know, I'll put on here and get suited and booted and look good for y'all, so I can, you know, I'm talking about money, so I want to look like money, okay? So, you know, find a common ground. Really big on that. You know, you have to break the ice. You know, sales is like a date. You know, and at the end of the day, this is going to sound nasty, okay? But we have a very specific objective when a man and a woman, or a man and a man, or a woman and a woman go on a date. They have sexual attraction. Everybody knows what the objective is. We're trying to get to that bed, okay? But you can't just go so bluntly like that. So you have to, you know, beat around the bush, if you want to call it. So it's the same process when it comes to sales. You know, you make an impression, and this is literally the way it is when you're talking about a date. If you think about it, you try to look cute, you try to smell all good and everything, you try to make that first impression, and then you find a common ground. Oh, you like that movie? I like that movie. Oh, whatever. Same thing with sales, okay? The next is activate the listening. You know, ask open-ended questions. Try to figure out what's wrong. So what solution can you solve? How much money are you looking for? What do you need the money for? How is your credit? Okay, what challenges have you had? Have you been denied before in the past? You know, you try to see if you can open up that door. You know, let's go ahead and relate this to, you know, dating. You know, who have you dated in the past? What do you like? You know, you have any kids? Same thing. More as far as establishing trust, you know, you might get to that point where you're talking to them about what the company can do, you know, how long we've been in business. This is when I start talking about the 3 paths of lending, establishing trust. You know, there's a lot going on psychologically in sales at this specific process. And this is where most of you brokers fail. Let me go ahead and bring it up right here. I had somebody left a comment on my YouTube page talking about, you know, who cares about the client, or who cares about, you know, the product. And you know what? I want to read this comment, because this goes right in line with the reason and my mission behind what I'm doing. You know, this client, this I guess this is you know, a student of Mr. Oz. This is what they wrote, and I want you guys to see this. Okay, hopefully you can see that on your screen real well. Okay, we're trying to do a million and one things. Responding to my video 3 weeks ago, hate to tell you, but A scam is when you don't make any money, regardless of how shady the program is. He knows the program is shady. It's resellable course that is making him money. It's making him money. Apple was it. And his glorified referral partner artists are making good money. No, they're not. Who cares about learning that shit? You serious? Who cares about learning what you're selling? That's just crazy. Who cares about who cares about the customer? Who cares about the industry? Wow, are you serious? Find a lead, give it to them, get some cash in your account, bro. Quit being jealous because didn't think of it first. This program is the best thing since sliced bread. After working 65 hours a week doing hard labor, I'm not trying to learn shit. Copy and paste. This is the reason why you're working 65 hours a week of hard labor. Okay, and this is the poisonous stuff that I'm trying to eliminate in this industry, because this is a mindset of what Oz is trying to introduce into this industry as it pertains to becoming a glorified referral partner. And I am not going to make this video about Oz, but I'm trying to push a point that you have to be knowledgeable in order for you to be successful in the industry. As I said before in my last video, it takes passion plus execution to equal results. What I'm offering you in my training is the clarity as it pertains to the products and the systems in order for you to be successful. And that's partly what we're going to be introducing today with our trust funnel. Okay, so let me continue to I'm gonna really set the bar high so you guys can to hang with me. Okay, another thing is you have to position yourself. You have to frame yourself, and as it pertains to whenever you're doing sales, identifying the pain points. We talked about that here in just a second. Presenting the solutions that you can offer. Okay, matching your product and service directly to their needs. Oh my God, let me go ahead and look at Oz right now. Let me look at the camera. Let me look at your face and your eyes. Okay, you guys, you saw that comment, and I'm trying to eliminate from people approaching this business in that type of manner. It's irresponsible, to say the least, and there should be no reason for people to approach this business like that. It's too lucrative for you not to care to that degree. Hey, link in the description if you want to learn how to become a real business loan broker that actually cares about this industry and cares about their customers and doesn't want to be doing 65 hours a week breaking their back so you can pass the name and the phone number to Oz so he can make 90% of what you're making 10%. There's going to be a link in the description. Free training that I offer on how to understand this industry. But the concept of sales, getting back to right here, you have to handle all the objections, build value before the price, let them know what they're going to be getting, create a sense of urgency. There's already a sense of urgency, but a pretty good part of sales is relationship based, and 20% of it is transactional. Okay. So with that in mind, what I wanted to do is I wanted to introduce you to our sales funnel, what we've been able to accomplish, and also offer this to basically everybody that is part of our team. So without further ado, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and what you see there is our website. Okay. And next, what you're gonna see, I'm gonna bring you to our back office. In our back office here, we're gonna go right into the opportunities. Let me see something here real quick. So this is Go High Level. This is our back office of Go High Level. To be able to understand this better, it would make sense if you understand what our pipeline stages are, what they mean, and how they work for you as a student. Keep in mind, I work with two different types of students. I work with agents that work inside our internal system, and I work with agency owners, people that are interested in building their own agent broker solutions, their own firm, in essence. Okay, what's the difference between the agents and the agencies? Agent, we handle their fulfillment. Agencies, we teach them how to handle their fulfillment themselves, so they have to learn a little bit more. Agents, they work inside our system. Agencies, they have their own system. So that's mainly the main differences. So I'm going to teach you what our process is, what our pipeline stages are, and what each one of them means. And I'm going to show you, demonstrate it live, how it works. I am so excited about this. And this is the same thing that you're going to be getting as one of our students. So as you can see here, the first stage, let me get rid of my face there real quick. The first stage, as you can see, is the hot leads. Every lead that comes in falls into our hot leads. When they come in as a hot lead, after that, the main objective is to get them to book a call. So we'll move into the book a call and complete app, okay? That's the main thing. After that, and why do we do that? Let me explain to you each one of these stages. So number one, they come in, whichever way they come in at, maybe between lead magnet, maybe you give somebody your phone number, whatever it is, maybe they come in from a chat. Leads come in numerous different ways. Maybe a referral partner fills out a form. Maybe you do Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, whatever it is. They come in, we'll capture their name, email, and phone number. That is one thing that is captured with every single one of them, okay? Next, we're trying to get them to book a call. But why, Brian? Because we have certain people that are working 65 hours a week and they're not going to pick up the phone whenever a lead calls because they're new into this industry. And I don't want you to be doing phone tagging, calling back. Nobody sometimes even answers their phone these days. So there's no necessarily need for you to be doing phone tagging. You want a committed time with that person that they have agreed on, that you agreed on. So the objective is to move to book a call with them. The next is we're going to move them to filling out an application so they can provide as much information as much information about their specific situation as possible. So whenever we get on that call with them, whenever my agents or I get on a call with them, we can be able to speak to them intelligently about their specific situation. So that's really huge. The next step is, as you can see there, is for them to, complete the app. So they come in as hot lead, we get them to book a call. After they book a call, we get them to complete an app. After they complete an app, we get them to do what? To go ahead and get into the evaluation stage, okay? And going back to what we learned in our last video, if you didn't watch our last video, you want to check out that last video to make sense of this. I brought this chart on your face, explain to you the 3 different stages of a funding client. There's that attract, gather documents, evaluate and qualify them, and then lastly is just to fund. So these stages are there to help you with that. As you can see, we have attracted them with the hot leads. We're trying to gather some information. As you can see, gather the documents as explained in the video. They gather and evaluate. That's basically what we're going to next. And then as soon as we do that, we're going to, this is an online form that you're going to see me using. We get them to complete that online form, and then next they move into the evaluation stage once they provided the documents we need to evaluate. What are the documents, Brian? We ask for a credit report. They've been in business for more than 6 months. We're going to ask for their last 6 months bank statements. That is critical for us to evaluate their files to be able to figure out what they qualify for. Next, basically, we have everything. We have an automated AI system. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. I can't wait for y'all to see this. That evaluates their client's file to determine what they qualify for and instantly lets them know what they qualify for. So you as an agent can be able to log in within a couple of hours and determine and see exactly what the client qualifies for. So you don't have to wait that long. If you remember in our last video, we talked about that long lifespan that the client was spending, just way too much time. And there was another thing that we eliminated was the number of touches that you have with the client. Instead of having touch number 1, initial call, touch number 2, follow up on credit reports, touch number 3, going over what they qualify for, touch number 4, too many touches. You want to eliminate that touches in our new flow. Only basically there's 2 touches. In a perfect world, we get them on the phone, we tell them what they qualify for, we get them to fill out the agreement, and then lastly, we transition them into processing, we'll make an introduction to our processor, and that's it. Do the compliance call, and that's it. Other than that, we're just processing and getting them funded. So moving on. After this, after the person does, after we do the evaluation, of course, the consultants handle that call with that borrower. And after that, they're going to fall into one of 3 buckets. They're going to fall into the agreement stage. If we're waiting for them to complete an agreement, some borrowers want some time to complete that agreement, or they're going to fall into the no-show stage, or they're going to fall into the pre-underwriting and due diligence stage. Okay. Few things that I want to point out here. Look at this beautiful designed what I call bird's eye view, which allows you as a broker to focus on building your pipeline. You'll be able to see exactly where they are. And if they get stuck in this clog in any one of these stages, you have the ability to pick up the phone and push them along, or have an assistant push them along. For example, if they book a call and they don't complete an app, then you have an assistant call them to push them to, hey, dude, you got your call tomorrow with Brian. What's up, man? Fill out this app. If they fill out an app, they complete the booking call, but they don't complete the application, you get them to do that. If they complete the application, but they don't provide the necessary documents, then you contact them. But what you've done is you've got their information, you've secured a time, and you're slowly just walking your clients through. And all of this is done through automation. In addition to that, you understand the bird's eye view, Most importantly, you need to understand that there is automation and nurturing that is happening with each one of these stages. If they fill out a form and don't book a call, then there's automation and nurturing that gets them to book a call, including text messages as well. If they book a call and they don't complete the app, there's automation and nurturing that gets them to do that. If they do that, but they don't do the evaluation, then provide the documents needed for evaluation, there's automation and nurturing that allows them to do that. If you send them the agreement and you put them in the agreement stage, there's automation and nurturing that does text messages and emails that pushes them to do that. So I want you to look at it like this. What were we trying to solve early on? Okay? I told you the problem was, oh boy, you guys are going to look at all my pimples. Let me back up a little bit. Jesus Christ, this AI camera, you showing them my white hairs and everything. You tripping, man. You trying to make me look bad. So anyway, getting back to this. What we were trying to solve. Internal processing was the bottleneck as it pertains to the the evaluations and also processing. We've done some amazing things in processing, but I'm talking about the sales side right now. We're not going to get into the processing side. We've done some amazing things there as well. So we're trying to solve that bottleneck with us getting back with our agents and getting back with the evaluation much quicker. Number two, we're trying to solve the confidence that the agents lacked with speaking with clients on the phone. And then number three, as far as it pertains to the clients, we're trying to get them funded as much fast as possible. So moving on. Now that I've explained this process to you, let's go ahead and put it in practice. Let me show you exactly how this system works. And hopefully you guys are still with me. I know we're 15 minutes in. I don't know if I want to cut or if I just want to continue on going to the next video. We're gonna just continue on going. Hopefully you guys are going to be rocking with me. So what I'm going to show you is when you come in as an agent, you're going to get what we call is marketing assets. The part of the marketing assets is going to include a landing page. Okay, what I am going to call a trust funnel. Okay, not a sales funnel, but a trust funnel. So every one of my agents is going to get a trust funnel. And if you're an agency owner, we're going to build a website and we're going to build this custom trust funnel that I'm going to walk you through right now. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a split view. So I'm going to show you exactly how this system works internally. This is the internal system that you're going to get access to. And this is basically on the left side, you get to see what the agency is going to be able to kind of see internally. Okay. I've tried to make it fit as much as possible. That's the best I can do for y'all, man. Okay? Because I want you guys to see how the back office is working with the front office. Let's go ahead and get rid of my face then. Hopefully that will help. Let's go ahead and squeeze me all the way down. We're going to squeeze me all the way down. Oh, boy. We're going to put me right next to the PCG. So, right side, we have the internal system. And the left side, we have what we call Pennington Consulting Group and any kind of landing page that each one of the brokers would get. This is an example of one of the landing pages that we'll get, if you want a white label to some degree. The reason why Pennington has to be there is because we're going to handle the processing. We don't want it to be shocking when emails are coming from Pennington. So if you have your own company, we're going to create something very similar to this where we have your own logo and our company and kind of introducing the clients to our partnership. So you have access to that as well. But going back to this, this is our website. And if you're an agency owner, we're going to build you a very beautiful website. It does not have to look like this at all. But simple process. The client is going to go through on there and the client is going to fill out their information. So let's say we're going to be dealing with Mr. Jeff Walker. Mr. Jeff Walker is going to come right here and Jeff Walker is going to see your ad on Instagram, Facebook, or whatever it is. He's going to fill out this form. As soon as Jeff Walker fills out that form, very simple, it leads to a page, okay? And this page right here, I am going to be doing the selling for you. This helps you as a new agent so you don't have to do anything. And I want you to notice what happened here on the right. If you didn't see it, it just popped in real quick. Jeff Walker has been popped into the system. I'm going to pause this video. I don't think there's a way we can pause it. But Jeff Walker has just been introduced into the system. As you can see, we know exactly where Jeff Walker came from. He came off of the web form. We have some information we can input on here. But I just want you to watch Jeff. Keep an eye on the right side. Keep an eye on Jeff over here. Now, what's the next objective? We're trying to get Jeff to book a call. Now, what's going on over here? Brian is going to talk to Jeff about what programs that we can offer Jeff and all that good stuff. He's going to talk about 3 paths of lending, the different ways, and every single program there is. And what is Brian necessarily trying to do here? Brian is basically going back to the lessons we learned earlier today as far as the fundamental of sales. Okay, what I'm simply trying to do, I'm trying to build rapport. Okay, I'm trying to, and I'm doing it for you. First impression, I'm trying to make a great first impression. I'm trying to find a common ground. I'm trying to establish trust and authority. Okay, these are the things that I'm trying to do here with this video, with an objective in mind to get them to book a call. Now, watch Jeff Walker over here. Jeff is going to go ahead and click right here, and he's going to book a call. Jeff is going to say, hey, I want you to call me at this time, 6544. Okay, he's going to put his email there as well. Okay, now this is the time that Jeff, and then Jeff is going to hit this right here. It's going to schedule that time. Okay, now I want you to watch what happens to Jeff Walker over here. Watch what's going on with Jeff Walker. I want to keep an eye on this so you guys can see this live. 5. Boom. Did you see what happened to Jeff Walker? He got moved right into the incomplete app. Book's called incomplete app. Okay. Now let's go to the left side. The left side, you see me doing work, building some more rapport. At this point, I'm going to tell Jeff, I need you to complete the app, man. In order for us to get on this phone, for me to be able to speak to you intelligently about what we can do, I need you to complete this app. Now, you might be thinking in your mind, Jeff is not going to be going through all of this and whatever it is. Regardless of what Jeff falls into the process, we still have captured Jeff's information, and we can manually go ahead and contact him. And by the way, look at the time. There's so much information being shared here in the system. This is the time that Jeff has scheduled. Right here, this is all contacts, is basically what we tag everything. If this came from one of our referral partners or one of our agents, example, this would come in under your name. Your name would be on there. You would be shown on there as a assigned user. This is just coming unassigned because this is just a Pennington lead. All the information is all on there. We're going to click Jeff's profile here in just a second so we can see on there all the information that's going on. Now, let's check in on Jeff. What did Jeff get so far? As far as Jeff is concerned, because I want you guys to look at this from, a client's point of view, and I also want you to look at it from, processor's point of view. This is the client's point of view. This is an internal point of view. And this is also Jeff's point of view, okay? So Jeff gets an email of the appointment, okay? Jeff, your appointment has been confirmed, boom, boom, this is the email, whatever. So there's text messages. And in addition to that, let's go to Jeff's email. Let me show you what Jeff got on his email. Jeff is going to get an email telling him that his appointment is confirmed. Name of his appointment is for one of our agents. If this came from you, your name is going to be right there and everything. As you can see, I'm walking through what Jeff is going through as well. So now Jeff is right here. We're trying to get him to the next stage, which we're allowing the system to do the work for us. We're living in a day and age where we have AI, we have automation, we have video. Video is so powerful, okay? Jeff is going to come right here. We're going to gather some information about Jeff, and based on what Jeff selects, it's going to walk him through a specific different path. For example, let me move this out the way. For example, if Jeff selects business funding, or if Jeff selects personal funding, there's not going to be any questions being asked regarding the business, if you understand what I'm saying. So it's very specific. We all have it internally built so you can make it make sense. So for the sake of this, I'm just going to go ahead and put personal funding. So we don't want the application to be long. After that, we're going to continue. How is your credit? Jeff is going to input, I have a 650. Jeff is going to put his annual personal income. Jeff's address, he's going to put his address right there, 1722 North College Avenue. How many years he's been at this residence? Been there for 25 years. I have a mortgage. My mortgage is $2,500 a month. This is all the information that we're capturing. U.S. citizen, permanent resident, and we strategically made some fields a required field and made some fields not a required field. Okay, so we thought about permanent resident, and majority of these we're going to go ahead and switch and make it like a drop down or whatever it is. Bankruptcy, what state issued your social, New York, city of birth, let's say Puerto Rico. Is that how you spell Puerto Rico? Puerto Rico. There you go. How did you hear about us? I heard you talking crap on YouTube. That's how I heard about you. You be talking a lot of crap. But Jeff is going to input that information right there. We're going to move on to the next stage. Jeff is going to input all his employment information. Okay. I'm just going to put on, and I'm going to, if Jeff says yes, military, different path. And if Jeff says no, at this point, we're going to go ahead and put Jeff's email. Okay. And Jeff is going to go ahead and application is complete, as you can see. Now, watch what happens to Jeff. What happened to him? You're going to see here in just a second. He's going to pop in into booked call, apps completed. Really cool here in just a second. Just wait. 5, 4, 3, 2. Come on. Come on, Jeff. We're waiting for you. Come on, 5. Jeff's taking a little longer. And I'm doing, boom, there you go, Jeff. I'm doing this live because I don't want y'all to think that, I want you to see how the system works. Do you see that? Okay, so I want you to notice, we got Jeff from hot lead all the way to filling out the application. Now, Jeff is over here. Jeff Walker is right here sitting under the booked call section. Now, let's look at what Josh received on his end. Documents requested. This is at the stage where we tell Josh, hey, thank you for scheduling a call with us to explore your funding options to ensure we can properly evaluate your file. Okay. Make sure most of our time together, we kindly ask that you upload the following documents: recent copy of their credit report and their bank statements. And again, we live in it's such a crazy world that we're living right now that you have to have a secure way for people to share information. I was so old school. I was still doing email, and it's just not secure. It really isn't. I've been warned by some of the different banks that I'm working with that, I need to figure out a way to better secure way to share information. But, another thing that Go High Level just did. So as you can see, getting back to on this, because I want to go ahead and kind of show you exactly what's going on and everything on here as we proceed on here. So, we got Jeff right here, booked call. We saw what happened there. So getting back to this, let's quickly go through Jeff's profile so you can kind of see, what else do you get. This Go High Level is a beast, man. So as you can see, this is all the information that we're filling out. Okay, all about the About Business Owner section. I'm gonna, if you want to learn more about how I built it internally, where you can see all the information, you definitely gonna have to pay for that. But as you can see, there's so much information being tracked as to where Jeff came from. This is all the information that was going on with the appointments, all the text messages going to Jeff. All that information is available right here for you internally. But this is basically what we call the trust funnel. I wanted to introduce this to you so you can kind of see it. You can kind of see it in action. You can be able to see what you're going to be, using this system for. And it's very customizable, especially for people that are trying to get started in this industry. Now, think about this. Just think about this. This is just, now you have a better understanding of the 3 stages customer flow that you're going to be walking them through. Now you have much better confidence. Remember this flow that you're going to be, attracting. You have more confidence to do the attraction. Because you don't have to spend your time trying to capture the information manually, writing down these people's emails or, send them a message, trying to call them to book a call, trying to do all this other nonsense. You should not be doing $5, $10 an hour job. No disrespect to anybody that is doing that type of job. But you as a business loan broker, a real business loan broker, not a glorified referral partner. Maybe ours as people need to be doing that kind of stuff, but you should not be doing that type of work, okay? Let the system work for you. In addition to that, you can see how I'm able to deliver on the systems. I said I'm going to be offering clarity, but I'm also going to be offering systems. It was bothering me that I did not have a perfect system. You can see how this is going to be a perfect system. So you as an agent, you as an agency owner can now focus on just building your pipeline. Okay, and we can focus on just handling the fulfillments of all your clients. We're all connected there in one system. You guys haven't even seen the internal processing pipeline, and I definitely don't want to show you guys that on here. I'm going to keep that definitely in-house, but for if you're one of my students, that's something that we share. If you plan to build your own agency, you can now see what we've done here by building everything in-house. For you to be able, you're going to be able to get that same copy of that same funnel. And you can, those sections where I have my video recording, you can go ahead and update those, grab my script, put your videos on there so you can build rapport with your clients, so you can build and instill that confidence with them as you're walking them through that sales funnel. So we're able to do that. I did the same thing for my broker, because if you think about it, this whole summer, I'm trying to give you guys what I did. And I'm going to wrap this video up real quick. I was with my kids. I was learning Go High Level. I was trying to build Go High Level, and I had to focus on how I'm going to build it for Pennington Consulting Group. I had to focus how I'm going to build it for Broker Solutions Academy. And I even figured out a new way, revolutionary way, or I'm going to be delivering my lender databases to my team. Okay, before it's really just crazy. Okay, a new lender, how I'm going to be able to deliver lender databases and a searchable database at that. Okay, this is the most beautiful thing. I'm going to make a video about this. I've actually decided to come up with a whole new business idea based on this. Okay, we're going to call this new business idea Capital Atlas. Okay, Capital Atlas, and I want you to think about this. Okay, I'm really corny with it. Okay, you guys gonna laugh at me. The name of my book is what? 3 Paths to Lending. Okay, 3 ways on how to get funding for any business. Okay, now the name of my funding searchable database is going to be what? Capital Atlas. Okay, it's going to be literally the map to getting the funding. Okay, these are going to be the lenders. I'm going to provide you all the details that's going to be needed for each one of these lenders. This is kind of some of the different things, and this is something we're going to be using this internally, and this is something I'll be offering all my agency owners, because the next, after you understand the products, now that you have the perfect system, you need to be able to get the lenders. And it used to be, before, I had like a spreadsheet that I would give you that had all these fields with all the different criteria, but not no more. We have a searchable database that has all the information that you need as to which lending programs the lending offers, preferred industries, restricted areas, minimum, maximum loan amount, and all of this is searchable. How to submit with the lender if we have a relationship with them. You'll be able to download the documents if you want to establish a relationship with them right here. Okay, in this centralized database. I am trying to tell you, maybe you can now justify the excitement that I had, that corny ass face that I had earlier when I was making the video introducing Go High Level. Is a beast. Okay, Go High Level has the ability now to host my website, to host my training, to host all my clients, to be able to build different CRMs for other agency owners that are coming to my business, to be able to have a snapshot, meaning basically just clone my system into their system, to be able to have a client portal for my clients to be able to safely, securely upload all their documents. There's just so much that Go High Level does. This is really just amazing, that I'm really here. But I wanted to kind of make this video, to introduce you to my trust funnel, to introduce some of my students to the trust funnel. This is what we're going to be using. You want to check out some of the training that I've put into the back office that explains how to use this in detail. There's definitely going to be some more techie stuff videos. You guys didn't know I was such a geek. Okay, you guys didn't really know that. Okay, I am the geekiest geek that you've ever seen out there. I'm going to introduce you to even the one and only productivity browser out there that I have found for anybody that does busy jobs like we do. This productivity browser is amazing. It's going to blow your freaking mind away. I was not able to go to sleep for days trying to do research on this productivity browser. Okay, you guys have seen me on here as I'm working, how I'm flipping through so many different channels, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to shut up. Okay, I'm going to show you kind of a snippet of this productivity browser, and I'm not going to tell you guys the name of what I'm using, but I'm going to show you guys a snippet. Okay, I run about 4 different types of businesses, okay? And I'm constantly having 1,000,001 tabs. I want you to notice that I have not even shown you a freaking tab ever since you've been here. What you've been seeing is this remarkable system that one thing right here, these are all separate spaces. This is a central hub, okay? I have certain things that I manage in this hubs, and then right here, you have that globe right here. This is Pennington Consulting Group, okay? The CRM for Pennington Consulting Group, the emails and everything like that is going to be managed in this space, as they want to call it. This is what we're just at as far as emails, calendar, ChatGPT, downloaded items, some even saved links are going to be right here. Next, we have Broker Solutions Academy. Broker Solutions Academy is going to be right here, where I have everything Broker Solutions Academy. In addition to that, if you see, it's right there on the bottom section on the left corner, right here. If you see my mouse, there's just little icons, okay? Broker Solutions Academy, if you understand my logo, it's a wolf. So literally it shows on there wolf. Lastly, you have Capital Atlas System. This is basically a database, and it has a picture of what a database looks like. And Pennington Consulting Group, there's that globe there. This customized browser has allowed me to be so productive, being able to switch the different spaces instantly, being able to stay focused on what I'm doing at that specific time, and be organized with my tabs. Because you get kind of a little drunk, tab drunk with having 1,000,001 tabs showing up in your system, and you don't really know what's what and everything like that. I'm going to be making nothing but tech videos all week. Hopefully you guys appreciate these type of content. Please drop a like, comment down below. If you're a business loan broker, let me know what your current process is. Let me know what you think about my current funnel, okay? I know I was very transparent, really showing you what my engine looks like. So I want to, if you can, share your opinions. This is something that we just recently introduced. We've been running this current funnel for about a month. I say publicly. I built it and I tested it out for about a month and a half to make sure that it works perfectly. I did the necessary tweaks to make sure that it works perfectly. So now I'm introducing it, and I'm comfortable enough to introduce it to the public. So anyway, without further ado, I again appreciate you. Salute for everybody that's been joining me throughout this journey. You guys are literally watching me build this right in front of your face. So again, I appreciate you. Much thanks, much gratitude, and I'll see you in the next video. 2 videos today. You might get 3 tomorrow. I don't know. Depends on how I feel. But I appreciate it definitely a lot, and you have a good rest of your day. Peace out.